The Islamic State jihadist group has claimed that the gun and bomb attacks that left more than 120 people dead in Paris. In a statement posted online on Saturday, they said 8 brothers wearing explosive belts and carrying assault rifles conducted a blessed attack on Crusader France. The statement, published in both Arabic and French, threatened further attacks against France as long as it continues its Crusader campaign. It said the targets of Friday's attacks, which included the National Sports Stadium and a concert hall, were carefully chosen. It said France was guilty of striking Muslims in the Caliphate with their aircraft. France is a part of a US-led coalition conducting an air war against Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, where the IS has declared a caliphate last year after seizing swathes of both countries. That's the latest that we are getting you at this moment. Online post by the Islamic State, where they have now come out and claimed responsibility openly for the terror attack in Paris, saying that the targets were chosen very carefully and this is nothing but a revenge for the bombings that are taking place, the strikes that are taking place by a US-led coalition, of which France is an integral part.
A grisly bloodbath on the streets of one of the world's best-loved cities. As panic gripped Paris, memories of the bloodshed at the Charlie Hebdo office earlier this year weren't far behind. For both these attacks, the dreaded outfit ISIS took responsibility.
C'est un acte de guerre qui a été commis par une armée terroriste, Daesh, une armée djihadiste contre la France.
Just days ago, the ISIS released another video specifically targeting France.
Explosez la France, réduisez la France en miettes.
The Friday the 13th nightmare in Paris is being read as a backlash for France's proactive stance against the ISIS in Syria and Iraq.
Their faces uncovered, speaking French with French accents. One of them said, "You killed our brothers in Syria."
Just last week, France had announced that an aircraft carrier would be deployed in the Persian Gulf. Despite the ISIS terror threat, the French premier said the war on terror would be unsparing.
We will be ruthless in our fight because when terrorists are capable of carrying out such atrocities as this, we need to face up to them. France needs to show determination. It needs to come together and stand united.
While the people of Paris scramble to pick up the pieces in the wake of the worst attack in their city, the jihadists celebrated the attacks on Twitter with a boast of further targets in London, Rome and Washington. Can the Western world unite and scuttle the ISIS onslaught? Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's now go across to Mr. Tirthankar Goel, who's the chairman of the ASSOCHAM France India Business Promotion Council. Mr. Goel, you were talking about the various aspects where terror actually hits. First of all, it hits people at an individual level where there are casualties, there is pain inflicted. Secondly, it hits the government where you have, or a nation, its sovereignty, where the nation is basically, and its ideas are basically jolted. And the third key area which gets potentially damaged because of a terror attack with a magnitude as high as this is business. And if you could talk about that particular aspect, how is it going to affect the business prospects of a country like France?
So first of all, I'm going to answer this question in a little bit detail. First of all, France and India are very different in terms of culture, language and the mentality and way of doing the business. When Mr. Modi came to Paris, there was a big momentum. So France is one of the countries which is having high-end technology, so which could be provide to the solution to the Indian energy needs, defense side, transport, water treatment and the infrastructure projects in India, because France has a technology. Now, going forward one step further, after 10th of April, on which ASSOCHAM was involved, the Indian Prime Minister is coming on 30th of November to participate in the climate summit. So what does it mean? It means each and every company in the world who is associated to the renewable sector, they will participate in this fair for 10 days. Now, how the business would be impacted by this event? First of all, there are two ways. First of all, inward business to France. So the companies, it's already very difficult due to some of the labor laws in France and other aspects. But now inward business coming to France would be affected due to this situation. And I have been talking to a lot of Indian businessmen following to the attack on Charlie Hebdo, if you remember, in January. So they're hesitant to come to France. Now, second thing is coming to the French side. They're not used to of this kind of a situation. Now, after Charlie Hebdo attack, they were very, very terrorized. And this time, just within the 10 months, it has happened the second time. And maybe after World War II, these kind of incidents has taken place with such a small interval. So the business would be affected. Now, France, in my opinion, they would be hesitant to talk to the foreign people. First of all, I mean, first is a language problem, but now due to this terrorist attack. So they would be hesitant to talk to these foreign companies who are coming and the foreign personnel. So in my opinion, taking in mind these two aspects, the business would be affected. And I think climate summit, the French government has been working on this program since last 1 year to make it a big hit. And it is likely to be attended by 150 heads. And I wish, I mean, that's the reason the French president has given a very clear message that there will be a merciless action from their side, just to reassure the people that business continue.
So you're basically saying that this summit, the climate change summit, which France is expected to hold, there is a feeling within the establishment that they must continue to hold it to show the world that there is resilience to terror.
Absolutely.
That they have to fight terror. And if they actually mean it, then in that case, they should go on with life as usual and events as planned.
Absolutely. I talked to many people in the French administration in Paris. I mean, what they told me that they don't want to come out with, they are making a joint action with US and UK just to come back with a concrete action from their side and to reassure the French public, you know, they are going to take a message.
Okay. Mr. Goel, many thanks for joining us here on India Today.